On this week's episode of Motivational Minutes, legally blind football player and motivational speaker Aaron Golub shares how he turned adversity into opportunity. When it comes to the obsession of football and how you literally, it's been written about, and even you just shared it, you were giving or other people gave 100%, you were giving 1,000%. They woke up at 7 in the morning, you were up at 5 in the morning. I mean, there's a lot of this going that extra mile to achieve your goal. So do you think there was a correlation between you having a consciousness that you had a different sort of physical attribute to deal with, and so you had to do more, you had to be better than, you had to be greater than the average?
I knew I had to. It couldn't be even, and it also couldn't be that I worked 2 or 3 times harder than everyone else. It had to be 10 or 20 or 30 times harder than everyone else, because I knew that if I was willing to put in that much time and effort, I would see the results that no one else would see. It couldn't just be, oh, I would, snap for, 30 minutes twice a week, outside of practice, and I would lift 3 times a week. No, I had to lift 6 days a week. I had to practice snapping 6 days a week. I had to, on the seventh day, I would take a day off, wouldn't lift, but I would, do some snapping drills, not go to the field and snap, but I would do other things, active recoveries, things like that to get better, because I knew that I had to do what I had to do to get better and to be the best.
I think it's a interesting parallel there between, and I mean, like I said earlier, we all have our things, obviously, but if you look at what you just mentioned about what you were contending with as far as, working harder because of a situation, it reminded me of when I hear minorities speak about existence in a corporate environment where they are the other, so to speak, right? And they have been raised in many cases with this conversation at home that they've got to be better than, stronger than, or smarter than, or whatever the situation, extra than, because they have these obstacles that are sort of already put in place. And
Yeah.
I see parallels there, when you speak about it, especially in a corporate environment. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
100%. Everyone has those challenges, those adversities, those different situations, and it's, how do you use it to your advantage? How do you look at it as a positive? How do you see great, have gratitude for it and change because of it?
One of the big conversations is often showing up as your most authentic self, right, to have success, which means that you can't have any trepidation about who you are, no matter what the situation is. Because if you can't go into the room and be 100% self-aware, know who you are, this is it, right? Presenting it fully, then you can never really fully then embrace anybody else's ideas or concepts because you're not even comfortable with self. So, I think that's a really big one. Showing up as you and working with what you have to work with. Like, we all have our things, right? So, I think that's definitely a very similar sort of assessment there. When you go to your motivational speaking, or when you conduct your motivational speaking sessions, when you have big audience or small audiences, either way, do you have one universal message that sometimes you really hope you are leaving them with when the sessions are over?
I think it depends on what the session is tailored to, because obviously if it's overcoming adversity, that's going to be a different message than diversity and inclusion or leadership development. But I think at the end of the day, there's a couple that, tend to come up. First off, the impossible is possible and you can, do anything. Also, I think things in life happen, for you and not to you. And I say it all the time because I'm so thankful and grateful and blessed that I was born legally blind, because it's allowed me to do incredible things, meet amazing people, have outstanding experiences. But I'm so grateful for it, and I see that gratitude. And when you can find that gratitude within your life, within the challenges that you have, when you can find that silver lining, your life gets so much better. And so talking about that is really powerful.
Subscribe today for more inspiration on the go.